Alright guys, so let's do a quick practice of how to use spot rate to calculate forward price. Okay, so this will involve a little bit of a forward pricing model. So if you haven't heard of the concept, I've already made a video earlier, so just search what is the forward pricing model, and once you got that, you have no problem in understanding this, hopefully, right? So let's get started. So the interesting about the forward pricing model is that I give you a timeline here. So for example, I give you a 5 year time frame, and you got a say 2 year and period and 3 year period. So you can kind of divide this time frame into two parts. The first is 2 years, the other is 3 years. And once you got that, you can check right now at time 0 of the spot rate. So essentially, you just check the spot rate curve and find this x-axis, and once you got the x-axis, you check the y-axis, which number they're on. So for example, I'll give you the spot rate right now. If you check 2 years, is say I don't know, maybe 5% right now, and as spot rate if 5 years will be, I don't know, maybe upward curve, spot rate curve, and maybe 8%, right? So yeah, pretty high interest rate. As you know, the US is raising this interest rate right now. So I'm going to make some quizzes that conform to reality rather than just some random number. Alright, so once you got the spot rates settled, you can use that to calculate discount factor. But that's kind of conform to a certain formula. But I'm going to use this timeline to show you guys how it is done. So the crucial step is to make the equation. Okay, so say you enter into a forward. Let me just use the investor A and B example, as I already made that example earlier. Okay, so let's just imagine there are two investors right now. Okay, so investor A and investor B, they both enter into a kind of a contract. Investor A who just bought this zero coupon bond right now. Say the zero coupon bond is $1,000. They just bought it outright right now, and of course it's zero coupon bonds, so they will only pay out at time year 5, say, and they will just receive $1,000. But that's clearly not enough, because you need to compensate the investor or the bondholder at time 0, which means that the bond, when it is issued, it need to be issued at a discount, or because it's zero coupons, nobody will hold a zero coupon bond if there is no coupon and no discount, right? So what I'm going to do right now is to discount that. So at the time 0, the A's price, the bond price right now, should be $1,000, and discount that back to now. So you look at the spot rate, which is 8%, and discount that, of course, 5 years period. You need to take terms into account, and then you got a certain price. Okay, so this is the price of 0 to 5. Okay, so you are holding the bond at time 0, you hold that to maturity, right? And you receive that zero coupon bond at time 5, but you discount that back to now, and you can get this price. B will enter into a more complex contract which is they wait a little bit longer. They wait and wait for 2 years because they enter into a forward contract, right? And they wait and they buy that right now, and they hold actually 3 years and receive that. So essentially, you're going to calculate the forward price at time 2, okay, ending at time 5. So that price, if we discount that F2 and 5, that price, discount that back to now, which is 1 plus 5%, discount that 2 period. These two prices should be exactly the same, because even though they enter into different contracts, finally they're going to achieve the same thing, which is at time 5 they're holding the 0 coupons bond and they receive $1,000, right? So if that makes sense, you can utilize the power of Excel to calculate that. Alright, so let me bring you guys the Excel. So this is previously I just built a model. Let me give you guys a new sheet. So you know the percentage is 5, the spot rate is 5% and 8%. So let me quickly run the financial modeling. Okay, so from A's perspective, they just hold that $1,000 bond at time 0 all the way, holding that 5 years and receive that final payout. So what I'm going to do is the 1 plus this. Let me add a equal here, so it just triggers a calculation. Plus that 8%, right? And you raise that to the power of 5. You got this discount value right now. And as for B, that equals to a certain F, right? Let me just use the F, and let me write this down. 2 to 5, right? And that discount 1 plus 5% raised to the power of 2 years, of course, because A and B should be exactly the same, because essentially they're doing the same thing. What you can do is to use that, and because it's the same, you can multiply this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to just copy this, so I don't need to write it again. Equals to this multiply this part. Okay, and then you get yourself a forward price. So there are other ways to just to make this work, which is just calculate the let me give you this timeline here. So you can use it and to multiply the so-called investment return, and you can hold that back to the future, right? And you get that certain price, and this should equals to that future price. So this is just different ways of solving the problem. I think this calculation is more show in the derivative portion of the curriculum. So if you are more prone to that approach, you can do that. But from my personal perspective, I think this is the best way. You just discount that back to now. Okay.